I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Good evening, everybody. I hope you're all safe and well. I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday with whatever you're doing. And yeah, happy Halloween to you all. But yeah, listen, obviously, I'm here to talk about yesterday's game, Leicester versus Arsenal. Before I get into that, I just want to tell you, first and foremost, I just want to say apologies for not being here Friday. Yeah, it was just a bit of a mad one, and plus I didn't really feel like streaming or anything. So yeah, apologies for that. This week as well, I will be doing some shows. Like I said to you guys last week, I'm going to try and get some guests on this week. So yeah, I will be doing some shows. I've got quite a busy week this week as well. It's just been mad crazy stuff going on. But yeah, I will try and do some shows with guests. I'm going to try and sort those out. I'm going to try and sort those out very, very soon. So this week there will be shows with guests. But yeah, listen, let's talk about Leicester versus Arsenal, and what a fantastic performance. Honestly, I didn't have high hopes going into the game. I've got to be honest, like I was a bit nervous because of what we'd done at Brighton. Listen, we went into the game at Brighton feeling really overconfident. And we went into that game and actually we just didn't perform well against Brighton. So I didn't really go into this game with high hopes. I know we come off the back of that Aston Villa game and we played really, really well in that game. And then we had Leeds, obviously a lot of changes for that game. We got the result there. But I don't know, away from home, I was like, oh, listen, last time we played away from home, we struggled. And Leicester is a team that they're a good side, aren't they? You know, that they're a really, really good side. And I thought that it was the potential to be a really difficult afternoon. Not to mention, we were playing at 12:30 and we struggle at 12:30 kickoffs. Let's be honest, we're notoriously bad at 12:30 kickoffs. So I didn't really have any high hopes. But listen, the first 25 minutes were fantastic. We got the 2 goals, Gabriel and Smith Rowe. Honestly, it was fantastic. Like, we came out the blocks and we really took the game to Leicester. We were absolutely epic for that 25 minutes. We started to tail off a little bit once we went 2 goals up. We started to lose a bit of the intensity, which if I was to level anything at this team, it is the fact that our intensity is in fits and starts. So like we'll be really good. We'll press teams and then we'll drop off a little bit. And that's my only worry with this team. Listen, I'm not taking anything away from the performance yesterday because I thought it was fantastic. But I just worry about the intensity levels. We've not done it for a complete 90 minutes. I know against Villa, we were pretty decent. But then, in the last 10 minutes of the game, obviously, we sort of dropped off a little bit. So we've not kind of done it for a complete 90 minutes. I know that you're gonna. It's human nature. When you've got a lead, you're gonna drop off a little bit. But I feel like against the bigger teams, we are gonna struggle. And while we can, I say get away with it because the team played fantastic. And I don't want to sound negative. I don't want people. I know you guys in the chat will probably think, "Oh, you being negative," or I'm not, because I'm not taking anything away from the performance because it was fantastic. But I just feel like I'd like to see us play for longer periods of the game with a bit more intensity. But listen, we got the 3 points. We kept a clean sheet, which was fantastic. Which was absolutely fantastic. I thought I thought that Tavares was excellent yesterday. And I've got to be honest, Tavares is pushing Kieran Tierney for a start. He's pushing Kieran Tierney for that number one spot. And obviously, in my opinion, even when Tierney comes back from injury, because I know he's injured right now, even when he comes back, I think Tavares should keep the spot because he deserves it. He absolutely run his socks off yesterday. Big up to everybody in the chat. Big up to Omar, Joanne, Jonathan, Luca. I hope I haven't missed anyone out. Omar, yeah, big up to all you guys in the chat. Hit the likes. Would really appreciate that. Smash the likes. But yeah, I thought the team was brilliant. Gabriel was excellent yesterday. Gabriel was absolutely fantastic. Took his goal really well. And I will say this, and I've leveled it at this team. Before I said, why are we so rubbish at set pieces? But in the last couple of games, we seem to be decent at set pieces. We seem to be scoring goals from set pieces. So obviously they've been watching my channel. Obviously not. And they've improved on their set pieces. But that was one thing that I was worried about. I was seriously worried about set pieces and why we were so crap. But we're getting better at them. We are getting better. But yeah, I thought we were fantastic. The second half, listen, Leicester put us under pressure, massive pressure, but we coped. We coped with it, and I thought we'd done really well. I was expecting more from Leicester after their 3-2 win against United, says Mike. You did put 4-2, but I'm assuming you meant 3-2 because they won 3-2, didn't they? But yeah, honestly, guys, I thoroughly enjoyed it yesterday. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And I've got to talk about Aaron Ramsdale. Got to talk about Aaron Ramsdale. That save, that double save from that free kick from James Maddison was absolute. Oh my God. Like, honestly, how he saved that. Like, I was sat there thinking, it's a goal. It's a goal. But how he saved that was unreal. Like, the guy ain't human. Now, I've been impressed with Aaron Ramsdale for quite some time. I've said to you guys, and I've said this on more than one occasion, that I think I got to eat my words because you guys know, I wasn't happy when we were linked to Aaron Ramsdale. I didn't think he was good enough. I didn't think that he's the type of player we should be going after. But I got to be honest with you, I'm eating my words right now because he's fantastic and he's been fantastic. The one thing that I like about Aaron Ramsdale is that he gives you 100% commitment. And you can tell when he puts on that shirt, he's giving 100%. And that's all we ask for as fans. And not the other thing as well, you can tell that he's enjoying being at Arsenal. You can tell that he just loves being at the club. He loves interacting with the fans. Whether he knows or whether he knew that a large majority of the fan base didn't really want him. So maybe that's why he's, being extra positive. But listen, it's great. It's great to see us have a goalkeeper that actually really wants to be there, really wants to play for the club, and that is not just embracing playing for Arsenal, but embracing every little bit of the club, you know, whether it's performances on the pitch to really engaging with the fans. And I feel like Aaron Ramsdale's doing that. Pick up Joseph Elliott, Carabao Cup winners 2022. You did say Carabao Cup winners, but I'm assuming you meant Carabao Cup. But yeah, big up to you. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as well. Hit that like button. Would really, really appreciate it. Big up Gary as well in the chat. Mike says Ramsdale was a class act. He was. He was. He was absolutely fantastic. And you know the thing is, I look at Ramsdale and he did get a raw deal when he came to the club. He come into the club under a cloud. And you know, me included, was one of those guys that was just like, I just don't think he's good enough. And I'm happy to eat my words. I am really, really happy to eat my words. I'm really, really happy that he's actually proving me wrong. Because I've said this all along. I don't like being negative for the sake of being negative. I want to be, you know, constructive in my criticism when I do criticize the club. And I've said on more than one occasion that I'm more than happy to eat my words. If I say something and I get proved wrong, listen, I'll hold my hands up and say, listen, do you know what? I've got it wrong. I massively, massively got it wrong. So I'm quite happy to eat my words on this occasion with Ramsdale. You are premature about Ramsdale. You should always give players the benefit of the doubt. See what they're really capable of before we start judging them. Do you know what, mate? To be fair, you do have a point. And I've sat there for the last couple of weeks. When it's come to Aaron Ramsdale, I've like, do you know what? I feel such a dick. Like, honestly, I ain't gonna lie. I've sat here and I'm like, I've criticized this guy before he even signed for the club, and he's actually proved me wrong right from the off. And I just sit there, and even when he comes over to us, and I'm sat there because I was at the King Power Stadium. You guys know I'm at every single game, home or away, and I was there at the King Power, and he was over, and I was just going from my head like, I feel such a dick that I criticized this guy before he'd even kicked the ball, and he was really engaging with the fans yesterday. He come over and took the applause, and it was nice. It was absolutely nice, and I like you can tell with Aaron Ramsdale that he's enjoying it. He's he was really in he was really enjoying it. Really enjoying it. Mike says it was full. Was it full? No, I thought it was 3-2. I thought it finished 3-2. I might be wrong on that. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I thought it finished. Yeah, but do you know what, mate? You're probably right. You know what? Last week was a bit of a crazy week for me. I bloody humble Daniel, says Gary. Yeah, mate. Honestly, do you know what? I hold my hands up. Hold my hands up because I thought Ramsdale was excellent yesterday. I thought he was fantastic. Um, but listen, yeah, do smash that like button, guys. Would really, really appreciate that um, if you could really smash the like button. But yeah, I thought Ramsdale was excellent yesterday. I've got, you know, I thought that he really played well. I want to talk about Bukayo Saka because I was watching him yesterday. Well, I say watching him because obviously with my fucked up eyes, I ain't seeing anything. But I was at the game and I was listening to the commentary yesterday, and I was there, and I couldn't help thinking that Saka is really off the pace right now. Whether he needs to come out the team, and I personally think that maybe we should take him out the team. Whether he needs to have a little break, but I noticed one thing with Bukayo Saka, and listen, I'm a big fan of Saka. I've noticed a couple of things that I never really took notice of before. Is that one? he's struggling at the moment. Obviously, we can all see that. And two, I've noticed that when he gets into the final third, he needs to improve his final pass. That's the that I was just I had a bit of a light bulb moment yesterday, and I was like, do you know what? It's the one thing. Listen, Saka's great, he's brilliant, but if he can just improve his final pass, because when you look at other players in the team, when you look at guys like Emil Smith Rowe, and I've criticized Smith Rowe in the past for his end product. And I feel like now with Smith Rowe that he's starting to improve his end product. Smith Rowe was always one of those players that got into positions but never really finished it. He never really he wasn't really great at finishing, but now this season he's improved and he's only going to get better. And that's the one thing. Smith Rowe needed to add more goals to his game. He's done that. But with Saka, what do you guys think on Saka? Do you think he should come out the team for a little bit and maybe give somebody else a chance, and maybe just be taken out the firing line a bit? Or do you think he should still play? And what do you think about his passing in the final third? Do you think that needs to improve? Because I was just sat there thinking, if he could improve on that, I think he would be an even better player. Big up, and Aaron Jones has said we're now 9 games on. We're now. Let me read that again. We're 9 games unbeaten. Arteta's now going to win us the league. Jesus. And Ramsdale's the new Seaman and Smith Rowe's the new De Bruyne. Mate, honestly, look, I wouldn't go that far. But certainly we've got lots to be positive about. And let me say this as well, right? Yeah, because I don't want people to take me the wrong way. I actually know that there's going to be bumps along the road. Listen, we've got after Watford, we've got Liverpool. I'm not even looking at that game right now because we're going to struggle. We always do struggle at Anfield. Then we got Newcastle, which we should win that because we're at home, and Newcastle are awful. Then we've got Man United, Everton away in that same week. So yeah, we've got tough games ahead of us. Massive games ahead of us. So listen, there are going to be bumps in the road, but what I like about this team and what I'm seeing, certainly in the last 2 games, is that there have been marginal improvements. And remember a couple of weeks ago, I said to you guys after the Burnley and Norwich game, I said, how long can we go through games just scraping wins? I said, it's not sustainable, especially in this type of season, especially in the Premier League. It's not sustainable. So we need to start seeing the performances go with the wins. I feel like now we're starting to see that. Listen, the performances can get better. Of course, there's always, especially with this Arsenal team, there's always room for improvement. But I look at the performance against Villa, not counting the Leeds performance because there was wholesale changes for that game. But I look at the performance against Villa, I look at the performance yesterday, and I actually think that we are improving in the performance side of things. Like I said, there's still lots of room for improvement. There is going to be. This team is, a young team. So it's, we're only going to improve. The other thing is as well, and this has gone maybe unnoticed by a lot of Arsenal fans, is that Arteta's pretty much stuck with the same lineup. So when things have worked, and Arteta's got a long way to go before I start changing my overall opinion of him. But when you look at the lineups that he's picked, he's stuck with what works. So Tavares came in for Tierney against Villa. He had a fantastic game, and he played again on yesterday. Same with Lacazette. When you look at Lacazette, when he come on at Palace and change the game, listen, we were awful against Palace. Don't get me wrong, but when he come on, he did change the game, Lacazette, and where he was playing it made a big difference, and he stuck with that for Villa and yesterday's game. So I do feel, genuinely the lineup is pretty much the same. You know that the back five, Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Gabriel, White, and Tierney or Tavares is pretty much going to be the back line. Same with Partey and Lokonga. You know that they're pretty much going to start. Smith Rowe, Saka, they're pretty much odds on starters. And then Aubameyang and Lacazette, they're odds on now. And I like the fact that he's stuck with what seems to be working, because we've criticized Arteta in the past, and I've been one of those people to criticize him in the past, that he's always been chopping and changing. He's never stuck with a consistent liner, whether it's because he didn't have the players last season, or listen, that remains to be seen. Big up WF. But yeah, I like the fact that he's stuck. Sorry, I was reading the comments there, and it's hard to do multitask. I'm not one for multitasking. Um, but I actually do think that we've got to praise Arteta for that. Big up D-Rash Bright. But yeah, we've got to praise Arteta for that, because he's been fantastic at keeping the same lineup. Let's have a look here. Trust the process. I won't go that far. Listen. There's a lot of a long way to go. Big up Arsenal Manic. Hope you're well. I was disappointed with the second half. Keeper made 8 saves in that match. Look, I take your point, because against better teams we probably could have come unstuck. But that's one area, and I said this at the start of this show. I know you weren't here, Manic, at the start of this show, that we've got to improve on our intensity. We've got to be more intense for longer periods of the game. But I'm seeing positive signs. Second half, we just set out to defend. Big up James. Said good win for you guys yesterday. Let's have a look here. I'm good, Manic. I'm good. I'm really good. Listen, there's quite a few of you in the chat tonight, and some new faces as well. Like, I got to be honest, whether you guys have been subscribed or not able to tune in or tuning in, but it's nice to see some new faces as well. So yeah, do hit the like button, do hit the subscribe button. But yeah, guys, I've been really impressed with the team over the last couple of games. Sounds like Nuno's about to be sacked by Tottenham, and we have them next Sunday, says James. Obviously, James is an Everton fan, for those of you in the chat that are new. Yeah, honestly, do you know what, right? Yeah, it's so funny. So funny listening to all their fans in meltdown. Let me tell you, right? Yeah, I was in stitches, because you can always count on Spurs fans to make you laugh, right? So they were doing their phoning thing on Talk Sport. Sorry, I'm digressing off the topic of Arsenal, but I have to get this out, because I was in stitches when I heard it. Right? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I was creasing up in the back seat of the car on the way home, and every time I think about it, I was in so, like, honestly, like I said, you can always count on Spurs fans to make you laugh. So they was doing their phone-in show on Talk Sport, and a Spurs fan come on. Obviously, he was ranting and raving about Nuno and all that. He's going, oh, listen, I want to get him out. It's all Daniel Levy's fault. It's all this bollocks. You know, they're all, you know, the usual bollocks that Spurs fans come out with. And one of the I can't remember who it was, but he said, so what would you rather? Would you rather a nice stadium or to be back at your old stadium? And he was like, oh, well, I'd like to be back at the old stadium and win trophies. And I just creased up. I was like, what trophies? Are these Spurs? I mean, you know, unless I was from a different planet, Spurs ain't won no major trophies. Honestly, I heard that and I just creased up. Like, honestly, even today, thinking about what that Spurs fans said, I was just creasing up laughing. Like I said, you can always count on Spurs fans to make you laugh. Um, right now, the target should be top four. No excuses. To be honest, having no European football, says Arsenal man. I agree. I think we should get top four. Listen, do you know what? We're up that table. I think. Look, November. Once we get Watford out the way, we got an international break, but then we got Liverpool, Newcastle, Man United, and Everton. Those games are going to tell us where we are as a football club. And let me tell you, right, yeah, before we went into this run of games, you know, the Palace, Villa, Leicester, and Watford. I'm not counting the Carabao Cup game because different competition and there was wholesale changes and stuff. But when you look at the run of Premier League games that we're in now, obviously we've still got Watford to go. I said at the start of that game, I said, listen, if we could get 10 out of 12 points, that'll be really good. Obviously, I anticipated us beating Palace, and I anticipated us having a difficult time of it at Leicester. So at the moment, we're sitting on 7 points because obviously we beat Villa, beat Leicester, and we drew at Palace. So if we win against Watford, 10 out of 12 points is not bad. Listen, going into the games against Liverpool, Newcastle, Man United, and Everton, it's going to tell us a lot where this team are. Top four equals third loser. What a comment. But yeah, it's going to tell us a lot about this team, those run of games. And I think that's where we're going to be at. Everton to win 1-0 at Wolves. Let's have a look here. Are we on a 10-match unbeaten run now? I think it's 9 games unbeaten we're on. I think if we win against Watford, it will be 10 games. I see that the Arsenal women's team have reached the FA Cup final, women's FA Cup final against Chelsea. Yeah. Yeah, I've not seen. I tell you, the women are doing all right. The women are doing all right. And maybe that's rubbing off on the team as well. You know, maybe that's rubbing off on the team, the men's team. But yeah, honestly, guys, I thought it was fantastic yesterday. Like I said, I was at the King Power Stadium. Great atmosphere. And I got to give credit as well, right? Yeah, to the fans. Because the Arsenal fans this season at the games, for atmosphere wise, have been absolutely brilliant, whether it's home or away. Listen, I've been to pretty much every single game. The only games I've missed this season are Brentford, Chelsea, and Leeds. I wasn't at the Leeds game because I just look, for me to go to an evening game at Arsenal, like it's hard because I don't get home till 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'd done Palace, I'd done Villa, and I was a little bit burnt out. And I was like, you know what, Leeds Carabao Cup, you get all the dickheads come out for the Carabao Cup games as well, like all the idiots that can't afford to go to a game like a Premier League game and I was just like, I can't be bothered with all them idiots. So I ended up missing out. Um, but I was at the King Power Stadium yesterday, and I thought it was fantastic. Like the atmosphere was brilliant. Good, good. A good game of football, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I said, I think if we can improve our intensity going forward, it's going to hold us in a lot of it's going to hold us in good stead. Listen, I've pretty much finished the review part of the show. There's a few of you in the chat tonight, so I'll take some questions. I realize I've not been you've not seen a lot of me over the last week, and the last stream, the Leeds review was pre-recorded and stuff. So look, I'm happy to stay on for as long as you guys keep the comments and questions flowing. So yeah, keep firing them in. So I'm happy to take as many questions. Doesn't can be about yesterday. It can be about the future. Can be about anything. So yeah, I'm happy to stay on. I realize I've not given you as much time as I'd like to recently. So fire away. That save from Ramsdale from the free kick was a brilliant save. He's done well so far with you guys, says James. He has, and I think we've got to give Ramsdale. Like I said, I wasn't Ramsdale's biggest fan when he come in, but he's won me round. I've got to be honest, and he's actually becoming my favourite player at Arsenal right now. And the reason why I say that, and before anybody sort of really takes that out of context, is because not only his performances are great, but he you can tell he fully wants to be there. And whether you agree with his signing or not, listen, that's not, obviously, if Arsenal come calling and you're a player like Aaron Ramsdale, especially when you've been a lower league club, you're going to take it, aren't you? You're going to go, yeah, going to Arsenal. Listen, us fans might not think it's a step up, but it naturally is. Going from, say, Sheffield to Arsenal is a step up. It's a massive step up. So you can tell that he fully wants to be here and he fully wants to be at this football club. And that's what I like. In the past, we have criticized players for being at this football club and not giving 100%. We've criticized players for being at this club and only caring about the wages, not giving 100% on the pitch. You can tell that with Ramsdale, he's giving 100% on the pitch. And that's all we can ask for as fans. We can't ask any more of that. Listen, he's going to make mistakes. He's still got a lot of tests to come. I think for me, I'd like to see what happens when he makes a big mistake, because everything's gone right for him at the moment. I want to see what happens when he makes a big mistake. And the other thing I will say with Aaron Ramsdale, I want to see what he's like when he plays against a big team, because Aaron Ramsdale's not yet played against one of the big boys. So what's he going to be like when he comes up against the Salahs, the De Bruyne's, the Lukaku's? Because don't forget, when we played Chelsea and Man City, Ramsdale wasn't in the lineup. So yeah, I want to see what he's like when he plays against the big teams. Big up Static. Nice to see you here, Static. Hope you're well. Can't be calling your fellow fans idiots. Take care for now. No worries, Manic. Hey up, Max. Hope you're well. Been good. I need to get ready to go out for Halloween. Take care. Thanks, Joanne. If Ramsdale keeps this form up, he will take Pickford's place for England, although Pickford is world class for England, but bang average for Everton. Yeah, quality for England. Sorry, I thought you said world class. Yeah, quality for England and bang average for Everton. I think he'll be there to push Pickford. But again, yeah, like you said, Pickford is quality for England, but shit for Everton. He's proper poor for Everton. Who do you guys play next, by the way, says James? So we've got Watford next on Sunday, the 7th of November. It's the connection that Ramsdale has with the fans. You need that connection with players. That's what makes you feel part of the club, says Gary. I agree. Do you know what? I completely agree with you. You do need that connection with the players. You do need that connection, and you do like vice versa with the players need it with the fans need it with the players, and I think Ramsdale's got that, and I think because like there was a lot of people that didn't want him here, it makes it all that more special that everybody now is firmly behind Ramsdale, and I think that's really good. But yeah, guys, do smash the like button, hit the notification bell as well. There's lots of you subscribed to me that have not got notifications on, so please hit that notification bell. Would 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 really appreciate that. And Aaron, listen, I see your comment. I don't really want to talk about stuff like that on here. Because I don't look, I don't want to get into that. It's I completely take your point about people having opinions and being booted off and stuff, but it's not for me to comment. I didn't see the comment that got him booted off or whatever. I didn't see anything, so I'm not really gonna comment. I'm not when I don't know all the situations. Uh Leno must be gutted, says Mike. Will he move on in January? I think Leno's done. Gotta be honest. I think Leno's done. I think Leno's finished. Um, yeah, I think Leno's done. I think January or the summer he will be gone. Ramsdale has a chance to push Pickford, definitely, says James. I think look, let's not get carried away. Ramsdale's been brilliant, but I think he's got a long way to go before he pushes Pickford. Smith Rowe for England, says Max. Yeah, Smith Rowe definitely deserves to be thought about when it comes to the England setup. I wouldn't say the problem is, right, is that there's so many decent players for England right now, and there's so many players ahead of Smith Rowe. I don't see where he would get in because when you look at all the 26 players that Gareth Southgate took to the Euros, they were the right players. I look at that team and listen, I'm a big fan of Smith Rowe. I really do like him. But when you look at the players that are ahead of him, is he getting in over those? I'm not so sure at the moment. I don't think he is. England to win the World Cup, am I mad? I think England will win something under Gareth Southgate. I've said this, I said this after the Euros final when everybody was really negative. I think England will win a trophy at some point. Let's have a look here. Time to go, LOL. Yeah, big up. Big up. Big up Anthony Herbert. Ramsdale for England. I bet Sancho wished he never went to United. Yeah, probably. Probably. But yeah, listen, guys, smash the like, smash the notifications. Like I said, I'm going to try and get a couple of guests on this week as well. I realized I've done a lot of solo stuff recently, but not done anything with guests. So yeah, I am going to try and get some guests on. um, this week, but I will keep you guys updated. I'll do 5 more minutes and then I'm going to wrap this stream up. It's been a good show tonight. There's been some new faces, regulars. Nice to see you guys here. Like I said, do hit that subscribe button. Do hit that like button. Would really appreciate it. And yeah, listen, hit the notifications. So important to smash that notification bell. I'm a Scotland fan. Let Smith Rowe change his allegiance to a Scotland. Oh, you joker. Joker, James. Big up Justice as well. Big up to you. Hope you're well, mate. Uh, Anthony says, who would you want in the January window and why? Do you know, this is a very interesting question because when you look at the January window and you look at January, I think it's January for me is a key month, not just on the pitch, but off the pitch. Because don't forget, we've got players missing in January. I think it's January or February. We've got players missing because Thomas Partey's off. Aubameyang's off. I think Pepe's off as well. No, not Lakonga. But yeah, we've got players that are going to be missing. And when you look at the guys like Partey and Aubameyang, those are key players for us. So we do need to bring in reinforcements to compensate for that because we're going to struggle without them players. Let's be honest, we're going to really struggle. And that's the other thing as well. When this first 11 breaks up or we get any injuries, we're going to struggle. So we do need to get some reinforcements. In terms of who, I'm not entirely sure. I'd definitely Basuma from Brighton. I would take him. I think it'd be the ideal replacement if, when Partey goes to the African Cup of Nations. I think getting him in, could you imagine that? Getting Basuma, and then when Partey comes back, having Basuma and Partey, that'd just be amazing. Because don't forget as well, because they're saying that Granit Xhaka could be back for January, but I actually don't think even when he does come back, he's going to get into this team because he's had that long period out injured. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Mad Max says you've been watching AEW. I haven't actually. I haven't watched any of it, to be honest. I've missed it. Big up Russ Morgan. Russ, I hope you're well. I've not seen you in the chat for a long time. But yeah, I hope you're well, mate. Thanks for tuning in. Omar says, how was the game on Saturday? How was Leicester as a place? Leicester's decent, I thought it was all right. It's not the worst place I've been to. And I've been to some shitholes like Manchester and Burnley. Like those were two shitholes that are shitholes basically. But yeah, Leicester was decent. The stadium was nice. King Power Stadium's a decent stadium. Very friendly people there. Yeah, Leicester was decent, mate. Leicester was decent. Only a few league games. Liverpool lose Salah and Mane. Yeah, they lose some big players, don't they? I hate the January window. In my opinion, most of the transfer business should be done in the summer. That's just my opinion. I think the January window serves a purpose, but I think the main business is done in the summer. I think if you get injuries or you need reinforcements to instantly, then the January window is good for that. But if you're looking at long-term solutions and you're looking at players, proper players for long-term solutions, I think the summer window is better. But definitely the January window for short-term, immediate, instant solutions is it serves a purpose. But you're right, the summer window is much better. Great spending 50 million on Basuma in January. Look, I never said it's going to happen, I just said that's the player I would like. You know, when I'm looking at replacements for those players that are going to be at the African Cup of Nations, I look at a player like Basuma and I think they'd be decent. But yeah, listen, I never said it was going to happen. It's just a player I'd like. Listen, wanting something to happen and it happening are two different things. Big up Tony Blackwell. Hope you're well. You're all coming out tonight. It's nice to see. Do you know what? Right, yeah. There's been so many of you in the chat. It's decent. Eve, let's have a look. Have a look here. People seem to forget we're one defeat away from 10th. The minute Shaka's back, we'll probably lose a couple of games and be 10th again. Do you know what, Anarin, right? I get what you're saying, and you're right. And this is why I'm saying I ain't getting carried away. Because there is going to be bumps along the road. There is going to be bumps. But let's just enjoy it while it lasts, while we're winning. Do you know what I mean? Let's just enjoy it. Let's just enjoy. Listen, we want wins, we want decent performances. The last couple of games, we've done that. I agree that it's going to take, for me, if we need to do this consistently over 10 to 15 games before we start saying we've really turned a corner. But yeah, it's going to take time. It's going to take time. Did you hear about Aguero coming off yesterday's game? He came off because of breathing problems. Do you think players would need? Do you think it's down that players might need one game rest? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not so sure. I'm going to West Ham Liverpool next Sunday. They're getting it. I trust the process now, says Omar. Joker. Absolutely joker. Arteta, my manager, says Omar. You are jokers, Omar. You're absolutely joke. Joseph says Arteta's always one game from negative comments. I think you've got a point there, to be honest. I think a negative result and then it's this is the thing now. We need to see consistency. Like I said, those run of games in November is going to be massive tests. Big up Jamie. Hope says, evening Daniel, hope you're well. I'm good, mate. I'm really good. Hope you're well. James says, I know Tottenham fans don't trust their process with the way they're going. Mate, Tottenham fans are fucking stupid. Tottenham fans are so delusional, it's unreal. I know Arsenal fans can be delusional at times, but Tottenham fans, let me tell you right, yeah, seeing them in meltdown is music to my ears. I just love that. Honestly, seeing Spurs fans in meltdown just makes my day. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. And Aaron says, "What happened to Zach, the kind gooner? Not seen him for." Yeah, Zach's gonna do a show with me, possibly next week. So yeah, Zach's good. I actually spoke to him today. So yeah, he's gonna do a show with me. Next two games, Watford and Liverpool. Watford we see. Um, Watford win and Liverpool we see we're gonna get battered. Yeah, Liverpool is honestly that Liverpool game is gonna be a big, big test. at Liverpool. Massive, massive test. Harry Baffers, oops, mind your language. Big up Phil. He said, see you soon. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate. Like I said, for those of you that have not done so already, hit that notification bell. Would really appreciate that. Smash that notification bell. It's nice to see so many of you in the chat. Do smash the subscribe button. 13 of you in the chat. It's nice to see so many of you in tonight. It's nice to see so many of you tuned in tonight. Like I said, the viewership has not been great lately over the last couple of views, but it's nice to see so many of you in the chat. If you haven't hit that subscribe, hit it and hit that notification bell. Listen, guys, I've been going for nearly an hour now, almost an hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this show up. But I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in. I've actually enjoyed this show tonight. Really, really enjoyed this. Lots of you in the comments. Nice to engage with you all in the comments. I really enjoy this. Like I said, I'm going to get guests on this week. I'm going to sort that out. So yeah, stay tuned for those. And then obviously we'll be looking ahead to that Watford game later in the week. I'll be doing a preview maybe Friday, and obviously Thursday I'm a little bit busy, so there'll actually be no show on Thursday because I'm actually going to the board meeting. I got the first board meeting at Arsenal, so yeah, I'm actually going to that on Thursday. I'm traveling up to London, going to Highbury House, going to the meeting with Vinay and Josh Kroenke. Make of that what you will. But yeah, so I'm actually not doing there won't be a show on Thursday, but Friday, like I say, we'll look ahead to that Watford game. I'll do a preview. Maybe that'll be earlier in the day as well because I'm going out on Friday evening. But yeah, listen, big up to all you guys. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell, subscribe if you're new. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care.